Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today is super fun. We'll be talking about where the best opportunities as far as where you want to live or should live in Colorado.
That's right, guys. Let's dive into it and check it out.
Now, I would say the two big factors that we took into consideration, call it three big factors when we were making this list, like Will said, our clients and the actual data from people who have been moving here and using us to help them buy a new home in Colorado. Also school districts, also just a sense of community, you know, that you have in conjunction with all of this. We think those are all very important factors that a lot of our clients tell us that they're looking for in a new city when they're moving here to Colorado. Right. So with that being said, let's dive into it. No chronological order, completely random order, no top 5 lists. These are all just, I would say, the top 5 randomly chosen, randomly put in order. Southeast Aurora. Right. Cherry Creek School District is definitely in the top 5 school districts. So yeah. Typically around like, it'll battle like Littleton for like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, but let's go into that a little bit further, right? Like with Cherry Creek Schools, they are a large 5A size of school district, right? So you've got really big football stadiums, you've got extremely competitive sports, whether it be girls softball, track, volleyball. Volleyball is huge out here, especially for girls volleyball. You've got baseball, basketball, football for boys, huge out here, right? So like if there's, not that Denver doesn't have that, but like there's definitely a competitive culture to Cherry Creek Schools. 100%. Cherry Creek has some state titles between a couple of different schools, and they've competed against Christian Valor, they've competed against Cherry Creek, and some of those they've won. So as far as like their competitive nature with athletics, it's not just the academics that they score well in, it's that side. So if you have kids that are in athletics and you enjoy that part of town, it's great because it's a little bit more flat, but it's elevated. You've got great views of the mountains. You've got Southlands Mall. Yep. That's out there. So like shopping in the commute out there is great. You've got large stores, you know, Smoky Hill Road, E470, things are wide out there. So as far as like commuting, it's very smooth. Parking spots are big. Like you don't feel super crammed like you're down in like the city limits of Denver. Plenty of space, but then great academics and great athletics in addition to that. So between views, outdoor recreation, mall stuff, school stuff, it's hard to beat unless you just want to be actually in the mountains.
So when you guys are looking at getting ingrained in a community as a new resident to Colorado, like just looking at this stuff behind us, having the community elementary schools, having the very involved like Cherokee Trail High School, especially with athletics and stuff and just parent involvement. Yeah. The community aspect here in South Shore, I think is probably one of the best in Colorado. Now, one area we haven't talked about, guys, is Southlands. Right. Now, Southlands is one of my favorite places to go, even though I don't live in Southeast Aurora, because it has all the shopping and dining that you could ever need, guys. It's a big outdoor mall with movie theater. They've got ice skating in the winter. They've got concerts in the summer. It's an awesome place.
Proximity of everything being within 6 minutes as far as like what you get in your own neighborhood. We haven't even really dove in. You guys will see it on some of the drone footage, but we haven't even really dove into all the parks that are in and around the neighborhood and all the trails that go throughout South Shore. And as you guys get out closer to the water, which is clearly right behind us, and it's not a green screen, right? This is just all air back here, right? You guys have like 8 miles of trails that you can go through when it comes to biking, jogging, walking, whatever you like. Or if you don't want to go that far into the water, you guys can also have like just your neighborhood parks and trails locally.
So in addition to these 2 phenomenal pools that you guys got to see today, the reservoir itself, the lake itself is non-motorized. So that means it is solely open for your enjoyment, which means it's quiet. It's super quiet. The water is clean, but people are out there on their paddle boards all the time. They're running the trails, and you can even go to the beach. So if one of these 2 awesome pools aren't enough for you, you can go to a real sand beach that they have here at the reservoir.
If you guys have any questions on this place or another place, like please comment below, or I want to remind you with this number that's popping up below and reminding you that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. That's right. As much as we love making these videos, we would love more help you with those real estate needs. The number that is still up below. We are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, stay tuned for the next community.
Highlands Ranch is a very established city. It's one of the older ones that we have here. The majority of Highlands Ranch homes are gonna be built in the 90s, like the early 90s to early 2000s.
Homes out there are gorgeous. They've done some remodels. A lot of those homes are big and gorgeous, but they're outdated and they do need some updating. They're still phenomenal homes. The soil in Highlands Ranch, super good. So homes last a long time out there. They're sustained just like they would be in Southeast Aurora. But they tend to be more outdated than refurbished
because it's established. Yeah,
because
a lot of the developments. Yeah, a lot of the developments happened in the 90s. One of our favorite neighborhoods, probably my favorite neighborhood period, is Bat Country in Highlands Ranch.
Not Bat.
Not Bat. Bat Country for you Fear and Loathing fans.
Get in.
Yeah, backcountry. So, man, what I love about backcountry is their utilization of trails and open space. That is one of those areas that feels kind of Castle Rocky in the sense that there's hills and bluffs and things that you can go mountain bike and hike on.
But the way it looks off into the mountains, like you feel like you're on elevation. It's really cool. It's really private.
Yeah.
It's small, gated part. A lot of great homes out there.
They start around a mill.
Correct. And that's where you start getting into Littleton schools, correct?
Yep. No, Douglas County still.
Still Douglas County, but as you start going a little bit more toward that 8, there is a branch there between Littleton and Highlands Ranch where like you start getting into Littleton schools. It's awesome. You got some nice luxury homes that are in backcountry on the backside of Highlands Ranch. An amazing area. They've got a nice clubhouse that's there. Brand new homes, really cool. And in addition to that, you're also proximity-wise to Christian Valor High School, which is a private school. If you guys don't know about Christian Valor, really cool. Dive into some of that. We could even put some links below these videos so you guys can check that out. But a lot of cool things about what the new side of Highlands Ranch is doing. In addition to, you might need some upgrades, but the new side is awesome. A lot of good stuff there.
Just across the highway from Lodo, lower downtown, and we're gonna land in a spot called the Highlands, or Lower Highlands, or Low High,
or Little Man Ice Cream.
Or Little Man Ice Cream, yes.
Best reference there is. And speaking of Little Man Ice Cream, the Highlands is great because not only is it across the highway from downtown, so you got single-family homes, you've got dog parks, you've got walkability, but you've also got some speakeasies, you've got some great bars, and you have some of the best restaurants in Denver. Period. But it's a little bit more quiet than downtown, which makes it so desirable.
Yeah, now we feature the Highlands on our channel as one of the best places for young professionals, and I think that still holds true. Now, you're gonna find all demographics here, especially a lot of families and stuff like that, but the Highlands is one of the places where people tend to graduate. Like if you initially moved to Denver in your young 20s, you had an apartment or a condo down there, and then you're starting a family and you moved up to a different career and you wanna stay near downtown, you're gonna move over to the Highlands because you're still gonna have all the restaurants, coffee shops, all the cool, trendy things that you want, but now you're gonna have a lot of single family homes and a lot of townhomes.
If you dropped out, but you're rich, you don't wanna do all this, you just wanna live in the Highlands, you can do that.
That's right.
This is your world. This is your world, whatever you guys want to do. But a lot of folks do like the single family home aspect of cultured homes, but just being off the beaten path of lower downtown. If you guys come and you travel and you get a feel for it, you know exactly what we're talking about when it comes to how close proximity-wise you guys want to be to actual downtown.
Yes, and the Highlands falls perfectly into one of our favorite phrases of that urban suburban feel, right? Because, hey, you feel kind of suburban because there's nice single family homes lining these, very tree-lined blocks. There's parks, there's like, you've got neighbors and stuff to engage with. It's very suburban, but it's very urban in the sense of all the shopping, restaurants, and dinings in proximity to Denver that you have.
And overall walkability, even though you are across the highway from downtown, if you work downtown, if you're gonna be commuting downtown for fun, whatever it may be, there are bridges that you can literally walk across. So if you are in the Highlands, the walkability of it going downtown or just staying in that immediate area is still very good. So you don't necessarily need a car if you're gonna be down there.
Now, let's stay in approximately the same budget, right, of that higher end budget, and let's go to Cherry Creek.
Cherry Creek North.
Yes, Cherry Creek North.
Yep, so super similar to Wash Park when it comes to price points, but it's more so on the north side of Cherry Creek Mall. Very sophisticated, very upscale. You've got tons of scrapes here. Cherry Creek Mall's also done a ton of revisions. You've got restoration hardware there and a ton of other stuff. You guys are, I'm sure, watching some content on it right now, but this is probably the best place to be outside of Denver when it comes to happy hours, a little bit of like nightlife and some nice restaurants, but not having to go entirely downtown or have that feel. And you've still got single family homes. You've got the country club. You've got, is it University Golf Course? That's right there.
I think it's Cherry Creek Golf Course.
Cherry Creek Golf Course.
We'll put a correction up here. We're not golfers, as you can tell.
You guys knew that. You guys knew. Either way, the course is beautiful. It's very close proximity. You've got a Whole Foods that's right there on the corner. A lot of really cool stuff, but again, different vibe, even though it gets busy, different vibe than downtown. We tend to call this the Beverly Hills of Denver.
And I would say as far as walkability, Cherry Creek gets an A+, and it might be some of the most walkable neighborhood that you have in all of Denver.
100%.
All right, so where are we? We are in Castle Rock at the newest community that they have down here, master plan community called Montaigne. Now, Montaigne has been one that we've been excited to cover for a long time because we've had a ton of clients buying here, but we've never gotten to feature it on our YouTube channel yet.
100%. And a little highlight, Toll Brothers is here. And Toll Brothers is a phenomenal build. They are out in South Shore. We've shown South Shore a couple of times. We just did a huge video on them, but they are all done building in South Shore, which means if you were to buy a Toll Brothers, it would be a pre-existing home, which is still more than phenomenal. It's probably only 2 years old, but inventory on those are a little bit less. People are still there that originally owned it and they're enjoying it, but you have some availability little inventory with Toll Brothers here. Not to knock any other builders. I live in Toll Brothers. They're phenomenal. So I'm excited to show you guys some of those in addition to everything else.
So there are two primary builders down here. Toll Brothers is the main one, and they're going to cover really the majority of these homes out here. And then you also have Brightland Homes, which is out here as well. Both are phenomenal builders, both on the higher end of the types of builders that you're going to find out here in Colorado. And as you guys can see from like our drone shots and some of our B-roll of even just the community centers and stuff, man, they have put so much emphasis on just the Colorado look and feel of everything that they're putting out here.
And modern floor plans. So even though you've got the look and feel of Colorado, and you've got the sliding walls and the walkout basements and all that cool stuff, it's still a new build, which means they take a lot of data and collect it, and they know what people like and what they don't like. So whether it's upper level laundry or your butler's kitchen, whatever it may be, like super cool when it comes to the usability of new builds, especially these two builders.
Now, the whole community is going to be about 1,200 homes once it's completed. So it's not massive. We're just sitting at about 1,200, and it's going to be broken up into two different communities. The all ages side is going to be called Vista. The 55 and up active adult community is going to be called Regency.
I feel like I'm growing a little gray right there. It's like I'm trying to like.
I know.
They might have a good clubhouse at Regency, and I feel like between the dad shirt.
Yes.
Can you guys tell I just had a kid not too long ago?
He's ready.
I feel like I'm like working my way into that community a little early. I'm not quite that old. However, a lot to look forward to. And what I like about it is when you typically think about like 55 and older from prior, you're like, why do you want to live there? Like, you want to stay active? And well, that's the whole thing about these communities is nothing feels upper level community or older age or old or anything at all.
Yeah.
The tennis courts, the swimming pool, how much activity you have here, it doesn't feel like you might think it would feel when you hear 55 and up.
Yeah, now if you're more interested in the Vista side, you're gonna find an amazing family community over there. You do not have the clubhouse complete yet. It looks like they're getting really close. I think it's gonna be done end of 2023, but right now they're getting the building built, as you can see from our drone footage, and then throw in that pool shortly thereafter.
But you guys do know I was a police officer for a long time. I do still have some undercover kits that are for sale that we would be prepared to sell to you guys, and you guys could sneak your way in and still enjoy this clubhouse. Like, for example, let's just give an example. See what I mean? Hey, either way, right? Whether you guys are looking at buying a home here in Colorado, and as you guys know, we weren't just police officers, we are licensed realtors here in the state of Colorado. And just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So yes, just as much as we're doing these and having some fun, if there's anything we can do to help you guys with your real estate needs, we would love to. That number popping up below are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and emails. And no, I'm not undercover when I answer that. It's just gonna be me. No, it's not recorded. It's just me. But if you need one of those kits, we got you. Otherwise, back to the content. Let's start showing you guys some of the spaces that you have to look forward to here.
Now, as we are talking all ages, it's important to know that we are in the Douglas County School District down here. Douglas County is always in the top 5 for the Denver metro area.
For as long as we've been around in real estate, they've been in the top 5.
Amazing schools that they have down here. Now, as far as what to expect to pay down here, entry level is going to be at that $600,000. They're starting at the $600,000. Now, keep in mind with Toll Brothers, they don't include lots in their prices. They don't include upgrades, right? You're going to have to add those things later unless you're doing a quick move-in home, which there are some available for both Toll Brothers and Brightland.
Right, and those quick move-ins would have like the total price prepared for you guys because they already have the upgrades picked and or installed. They already have the lot. The home is already on the lot. They already have everything picked out and prepared for you.
Exactly. So you're looking at starting around 600 and they go up to about $1 million for just their variety of different models that they have. And we're going to go and actually check out one of the models here a little bit later from either Toll Brothers or Brightland.
Correct. And before we get to location, just talking to you guys about the new build process. It is a different contract than just your general real estate, Colorado real estate contract. There are some different things. It's not that they're sneaky or trying to get over on you. It's not that. It's just different. And you also want to make sure that when you guys are going through design center, there are some things that you would love to have or need and not need. There are some things that are very price effective that a new builder can do, a developer can do for you. That's very price effective. And there's also some things that you don't necessarily have to go to the builder for that would actually be more competitively priced outside of the price of your home and paying for it up front. So us helping you, we do a ton of new builds every single year. So just guiding you guys through that process, and it don't cost you any money. We're your buyer agent. Matter of fact, developer developers love working with agents because they know that you guys are going to be educated and taken through a process with supervision and education along the way, which makes it easier for them. So they're prepared for that. So if we're helping you guys with that, it's great. And part of that isn't just turning the key and showing the home. It's the contract, and it's making sure that the upgrades and things you guys agreed to is there. It's making sure that we don't just do a final walkthrough before closing, but you have drywall and electrical, depending on how early this build is, to just make sure that every place that you guys wanted something is done to its completion before we close on a home. But location-wise, if this were a clock, you guys know we're in Castle Rock. So if Denver's in the center of a clock, then Castle Rock would be directly 6 o'clock down I-25 south.
Yes, and then even more specifically, we're on the south side of Castle Rock itself, okay? So the amazing part about this, guys, is that you're only 5 minutes from downtown Castle Rock. You're only about 40 minutes from the airport, and you're only about maybe 15 to 20 minutes from Park Meadows, which is a massive, massive, massive shopping center, cool restaurants, great date night spot that you guys should be visiting a lot.
And what's great about, even though you're down south, right, so a little bit further, so this is probably more like 44 minutes away from downtown if you have to go there, but what's great is you've got access to I-25, north or south, right, that's readily available. You've got E-470 to take you west toward the mountains and toward Littleton, or to go out east towards Southeast Aurora and around to the airport, which is where a lot of people need to commute. E-470 is a super great commute for you guys and very easy to use, very quick. You're probably about the same time from the airport as you are from downtown Denver, but then you've also got Crowfoot Valley Road. So if you guys wanted to go into like Parker for Parker days, or down Parker Road for some shopping, versus going into Castle Rock if it's too busy that day, or if you want to change, Crowfoot Valley Road takes you right in between some of the hilltops and into Parker. So 3 main access points as far as in and out, depending on where you guys want to go.
Now you guys can see all of this amazing open space behind us. Now there's over 500 acres of open space within Montaigne. So what's going to be amazing, guys, you know, in these new build communities, we've talked about this before, a lot of them aren't going to have big backyards that you might be used to from maybe the East Coast or something, or the Midwest. But what they are very good about doing is positioning the home so that a lot of them can back to open space. And that's always like the best of both worlds, because you don't have a lot of maintenance, especially if you're wanting to be over here on the 55 and up side, but you really get the feel of open space, which you guys might be looking for.
And just Colorado as a whole, from all the new build master communities that we start seeing, they do these yards big enough for you guys to enjoy your backyard and have some space outside recreationally of hanging out with some friends or entertaining, but it's not overly huge, right? We've got just exuberant amount of space, like a full acre or a half acre, but they're big enough to enjoy with friends, or just enjoy it in privacy for yourself. Enjoy the views, enjoy some quiet time, whatever you like, right? However, between the trails and the hikes and the pools and the tennis courts and the clubhouses, everywhere we go, we see a lot of people. Even in South Shore where I live, you see a lot of people utilizing those huge clubhouses. And what people love about it is they're actually worth going to. A lot of places we've seen people move from, a lot of older places in Colorado that have some clubhouses, but they're from the 80s or 90s. Like they're there, but nobody ever really uses them. They're not really worth going to. These are brand new, state of the art. They're baller. There's so much cool stuff you can do. They're so huge. It's never, even when there's a lot of people here, it's never overly busy. And what people love is you still have all this recreation and all this stuff that you can do, but not a ton of like lot maintenance when it comes to having a half acre or a full acre, and the water bill on that, the lawns, the landscape. Like, it becomes super expensive and it becomes a job to just take care of it, versus you have that same look, but it's shrunk and it's manageable for your guys' busy schedule, but then you still have all of this recreation that you guys can come enjoy. It's been a great hit here in Colorado so far.
Don't just think that, hey, because you're moving to Denver, that means you got to move to right downtown Denver. People will say they live in Denver and they live in Castle Rock, or they live in Arvada, or they live, you know, wherever. But just when it comes to kind of the local mindset as far as what it means to live in Denver, guys, it's so hard to beat this spot.
If there was like a more important thing to remember, it's the number popping up below.
There we go.
And that's reminding you that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. And just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more help with those real estate needs.
That's right.
So I'm still below. We are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, you guys enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. We'll see you guys very soon.
See you guys.